All yours, Tamar.
Oh, hi guys, good morning. My name is Tamar Aziz and I'm here representing Project 10. For years, I was our director of Project 10 Uganda, where I actually had quite a few Australian participants, and we were impressed by them. We really loved them, and we expect to have as many more as we can because they did a great job. Project 10 in general. Project 10 is a agency's or an organization that does international development around the world. So we have 7 centers, including 2 in Israel. And this morning I'm here to really talk to you about our centers in Israel and less about our centers around the world, but they are also a opportunity, and you're more than welcome to check our centers out that are not in Israel later. So as of today, we have 2 centers in Israel, one in Kibbutz Harduf and one in Mitzpe Ramon. We have a 5-month to 10-month program where we have participants from Israel and around the world join us at these centers, and we do Tikkun Olam. That's what we call it around the world. We do the same in Israel. We don't necessarily work with Jewish communities, which is really, I think, the big difference of what we do and the other centers do. But the other programs do, we work with the Bedouin community and Jewish community, and we have a wholesome experience for our participants. So just a little bit of, just to get you to see a little bit of who we are. I want to show a short video to begin, and then I'll keep going. So Project 10 in Israel, very proud locations. We live in 2 very nice, very rural areas. One Kibbutz Harduf, Galilee. That's what we see right now. In the end, we'll see also about our center in Mitzpe Ramon, and one really in Mitzpe Ramon in the Negev. We blend into the community. We are part of the community where we work with, where we live in, and it was very clear last year during the pandemic that it is very important where we find ourselves, where we're geographically located. I think all of our alumni said that they survived the lockdown, they survived being at home much better due to our locations. There's a lot of nature. We were allowed to move around inside the kibbutz borders, and in Mitzpe Ramon we have a big compound, and they could go down to the desert if they needed some space. So in times like this, that is important and relevant. It's not a building in Ra'anana where the participants are stuck in an apartment. And I don't know if you could see in our video, but our logo, our slogan is volunteer, travel, learn. That in short is what we do. We volunteer during the day in different programming in the community. We mostly teach English to non-Jewish participants to help them reach a better education. in the system, but we also volunteer with agriculture, with tourism, with animals. We have a farm, we have a special needs center. The volunteering changes, and the volunteering also depends on the COVID situation. During the lockdown, things change, schools are not really opening, but even if we have, God forbid, another one, the volunteers have a full day of volunteering during the day. Then we have the traveling. It's a big part of our program. Once a month, our participants go on a big trip all over Israel. And also they have a free weekend every second weekend. And that's when they also get to go out alone, experience the country, get to know Israel, where they want to go, where they want to see, and then the free weekends. Compared to our centers around the world where you have to leave on the free weekend, you don't have to leave. The house becomes your home, and participants can decide also to stay during a free weekend. And the last part of our programming is the limud, and that is the learning sessions. We're really proud of the learning sessions. The participants, they learn Arabic, they have Hebrew lessons, they have agriculture lessons, they have limud, which is more like Bet Midrash lessons, and it really does come as a whole experience. We look at you guys as part of a group, and we really put a lot of emphasis on group life, and we also look at you guys as individuals, and we put a lot of emphasis on how to help you grow and how to help you change during your time with us. And that's something that we are very proud of in Project 10. Sorry. So, like I mentioned, we have centers around the world too. So we are in Uganda, Ghana, South Africa, Mexico, and Greece, where we work with refugees from Syria and Afghanistan on an island in Greece called Samos. And we are also in Israel. In Israel, we are around for 5 months. Our programming is longer. It can be a whole gap year. We have many people who do 5 months in Mitzpe Ramon, then move up for 5 months in Kibbutz Harduf. We have quite a few people also who do 5 months in Kibbutz Harduf or in Mitzpe Ramon, and then stay for another round of 5 months. So there's a lot of options, and there's a lot of ways to play around with your gap year time with us. I just want to answer a few of the questions that we were asked to talk about. I just want to point out about COVID. Of course, it caught us all by surprise. Our centers around the world are not operating yet. They should be opening January 2021. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it should be smooth sailing. But our centers in Israel were operating all through the pandemic. Our volunteers in Mitzpe Ramon were called to help the community. We were giving out food to elders. We were giving out medication. We were also in the kibbutz. Our participants were really part of the community and making sure that things are going okay. During the lockdown, we had Passover together. We have the holidays together. It was very different than what we're used to, very different than what we expected, but the program was running and the participants had an amazing time. And like I said, a lot of them said, if we're going to be in lockdown somewhere around the world, we might as well be in the desert or in a kibbutz. And that's really what they did. So that is how we prepare for the COVID-19. Right now we have participants who just arrived. They're quarantined because the ones who come from countries with quarantine, mostly Americans, their quarantine is ending tomorrow evening, actually. So we're happy for them to join us and to be part of the group. So half of the group is waiting in one location and half of the group is waiting in the other location in quarantine. Of course, we take care of the food, we take care of the housing, we make sure those guys have everything they need. They're having Zoom activities and they're having lessons, and they're really getting to bond with each other. They're getting to learn a lot about each other. So the quarantine did pass pretty quickly. All our participants are insured under Harel, which also insures COVID-19 issues. Afterwards, of course, I can share with whoever wants what that insurance includes. but it doesn't include any pre-existing conditions, but it covers everything that might happen to you after arriving. And that also includes if you need help because of the pandemic. I don't have a lot of time left, but I want to show also a little bit of what our center in Mitzpe Ramon looks like. So 1 minute. And then also if somebody has questions.
Different experience from my personal past experiences. Cultures.
So I hope I heard the video might have not worked so well, but you can also follow us on our Facebook page, our Instagram page. You can find us on YouTube. You can always write in if you have any questions. I am in charge of our marketing, so I'm the one who will answer on the Instagram and Facebook. And I'm also in charge of recruiting of the non-Israelis. So feel free to reach out. My name is Tamar, and I will be able to answer and to share anything privately. We're on all the social medias. We're even on TikTok. And I would love to answer some questions. We have 2 minutes according to the schedule. So if anybody would like to know something, I would love to answer. Is there a question? Okay, so if there are no questions, so just again, to let you know that we are open for participants from age 18 to 30. They come from all over the world. We have, most of them are Jewish. We also have a few non-Jewish participants who join us, even though it is a very Jewish programming, they chose to be part of us. We get a Masa grant, but the program costs 4,500 American dollars for the whole 5 months, and that includes the accommodation, the food, the programming, and I do know that there's a nice Masa grant also. So thank you very much and have a great virtual fair. I'll stick around for a few minutes. And if not, you can all find us on social media or on our website. So thanks, guys.
Thank you, Ma. Oh, we do have a question. Oh, no, we don't.
Yeah.
Oh, we do.
Benji's asking, what is the program like from a religious perspective? So our program is, like I said, it's a Jewish program, but it is a Jewish pluralist program. We do not enforce religious I won't say orthodox rules on anyone. Our centers are 100% vegetarian in order to keep them kosher. And of course, we celebrate all the Chagim together. We celebrate Friday and Shabbat together, but in a plural way. We have spaces where people keep Shabbat and people don't have to keep Shabbat if they don't want to. And that's the same for all our centers around the world, but in Israel it's nice because we do get kosher food, so it's a bit easier. We do also have Bet Midrash studies, which is more the Jewish elements of why are we doing what we're doing, why do we choose to do this community service, and that's also part of our program. Okay.
Thank you so much, Tamar.